For the last 6 months, I journaled every single day, and here are the 5 ways it changed my life. First of all, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time coming. If you're not familiar with who I am, I used to be a lawyer, but then that made me severely depressed. I started talking about my mental health and daily life on social media, and some way, somehow, I became a full-time content creator. But even if you have been following me, you might not know that 6 months ago, I became depressed again. But unlike 3 years ago when I was a lawyer, I found it really hard to talk about my mental health this time around. Even though I love what I do now and I would not go back to being a lawyer, somewhere along the lines, I kind of lost myself in this influencing world, and it occurred to me that I wasn't being authentic to myself. And because I was so comfortable being happy for once, I stopped pushing myself to grow, even though in my heart I've always wanted more for myself. I always knew I was a creative person. I've always wanted to be an artist, whatever that means, honestly. So yeah, in the chaos of feeling super lost, I turned to this book. This book went viral recently because Doechii credited a lot of her success to it. It's not just a book, it's actually a 12-week course on how to unblock your creativity. I started this 6 months ago and I technically should be done, but life got a little bit and so I'm behind. Each week it has you tackling a new topic, but what stays consistent is that every single day you do something called morning pages. It's 3 pages a day, the first thing you do when you wake up, just stream of consciousness writing, meaning no prompt, no plan. Another thing this book has you doing consistently is taking yourself out on weekly artist dates. You basically spend some quality time with yourself, no one else, doing something creative. To be honest, I haven't been as consistent with that, but I'm here to talk about the journaling portion. So the first way that morning pages changed my life is that it kind of forced me to emotionally purge all of my limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, first thing in the morning so that you can get it out of the way. I noticed that on the few days that I forgot to do the pages, I found myself ruminating more on the negativity. So yeah, if you're like me and you struggle with negative self-talk, low self-esteem, it's a really good way to quite literally purge that out of your system so you can focus on having a good day. The second way that journaling changed my life is that it helped me set intentions. I'm sure everyone more or less wakes up every day intending to have a good day, but for some reason writing it down makes it feel more real. I would have something to kind of like refer back to throughout the day. For example, there were days where something bad happened and normally it would cause me to spiral, but because I had my intentions of having a good day top of mind, it really helped me kind of snap out of that. Okay, and number 3, journaling helps slow down my chaotic thoughts. I saw a video on this recently, but there are studies in the neuroscience ECG field that talks about like the speed of your brain wavelengths. Basically, the studies show that when people engage in their creative interests, their brain wavelengths slow down. Goes from this to this. I don't know about you, but my thoughts feel extremely scattered, extremely chaotic, but the action of writing forces me to slow down and think of one problem at a time. And by the end of the 3 pages, I feel refreshed. And I think that's why writing can be so therapeutic to people. But yeah, focusing on one problem at a time has been extremely beneficial because when I'm writing, I can actually get to the end of my thoughts as opposed to just thinking about them and then thinking about another problem on top of that and then another one on top of that, which causes me to spiral. Do you see what I'm saying? Number 4, journaling has really ritualized me time. It turns out I thrive on routine, but it's really hard for me to keep one. Every morning I wake up, make myself a coffee, turn on some nice music, and I sit down and I do my morning pages. It feels like such a sacred time for me, and that's a big deal because I actually really struggle to set aside time for myself. That's probably why I've been slacking on the artist dates, to be honest, but journaling every single morning makes self-care feel non-negotiable and also normal. And lastly, journaling is slowly helping me heal my perfectionist tendencies. I hate my perfectionism. Perfectionism will be the end of me. It stops me from doing anything and everything I love. I am so terribly anxious of being bad at something, but like I said, morning pages are supposed to be stream of consciousness writing, meaning no plan, and you're not supposed to share them with anyone. Honestly, some of the writing in here is amazing if I do say so myself, and some of it is dog okay? But the key is it doesn't matter. Nobody's reading this. It's just for yourself to deeply explore. No fear, no judgment. And although perfectionism is still very much a problem for me, I'm starting to notice now that I'm a little less reluctant to try things and to engage in things even though I know it's not going to turn out great. I know at the beginning of this video, I made it sound like journaling fixed all of my problems and my life is perfect now. That is not the case. But journaling did help me learn a lot about myself. It helped me form some healthier habits. And ultimately, it's really not about what you write. For me, it's really about showing up for myself and learning how to navigate my problems a little bit better. That's it for today. I hope this video inspired you to start journaling, or at the very least to start setting some time aside for yourself, because I really think that's what this is all about. Honestly, posting this video and starting up a YouTube channel in general is terrifying, but I can just feel that this is the next step in my creative journey, so there's that. Feel free to subscribe if you're curious to see what I get up to. If not, that's fine too, it's okay. But hopefully I will see you soon. Bye.